So I don't know why you're sitting here thinking that the Yankees are crying that they lost Juan Soto. I did not want to pay a guy over $760 million. We don't even know if the Yankees actually offered him that money. I don't care what these writers say. That's just hearsay. If I don't hear it from, and by the way, when they interviewed Hal and Hal said they offered it, I still don't believe Hal, because Hal said a lot of things over the years were untrue. As far as I'm concerned, I think Paul Goldschmidt is an absolute home run. Okay. Is he old? Yes. Is he a leader? Absolutely. He's going to be great in the locker room. He's going to help the younger guys. He's an all-world defensive player. He's the best defensive first baseman the Yankees have had since Mark Teixeira, and he still is. He gives you that defensive style that you need over there at that base, which the Yankees haven't had in a long time. And you're going to say, well, oh, Rizzo, what about Rizzo? Rizzo was good when he played for the Cubs. When he came to the Yankees, go look at his numbers as a first baseman and go look at what he did in the playoffs last year that screwed the Yankees. I'll pay. I'm sorry. Garrett Cole can ask you that one. And I know, Joba, you're not going to blame that on Rizzo, but I'm going to blame it on him. To me, when you look at where the Yankees are at and you look at the situation, the Mets haven't done more than just land Juan Soto. What did they do? What did they do? Frankie Montas? Is that what you're going to be happy about? Come on. If you compare Sneed, I'm sorry, not Sneed. Fried, I'm sorry. If you're going to compare Fried to Frankie Montas, then you're as blind as a bat, okay? Right now, well, blind is something else. But nevertheless, I look at the Yankees. Yeah, the Yankees payroll isn't the best in baseball. But the Hal Steinbrenner coming out and saying that he can't keep up with the Dodgers. Who can with the deferred money? Who is going to do? Every single one of their players are deferred money. So, of course, they can't compete because the Yankees aren't doing that. So, they're the only team that's really doing the deferred money. So, if the Yankees had that in their players, maybe the Yankees would be doing that too. So, I'm not taking away what the Dodgers are doing. They're changing the game, but not for the best, for the worst. And that's what Hal was saying. He said in layman's terms, in what he said on the S Network is, he said, I'm not going to go out and spend money on one player like that. I'm going to spread out the wealth, and I'm going to make my team better. And I think my team is better than it was last year, which, by the way, they were in the World Series. He also came out and said, pretty simple, yeah, nobody can compete with the Dodgers for what the Dodgers are doing because they're spending and they're deferring money like that. And he also came out and threw a jab at them, and he said, if it keeps on happening, it's not going to be beneficial for baseball. That's what he said. He's not saying anything and crying about it. He's speaking the truth. He's speaking the truth. If this keeps on going, nobody's going to want to play anymore because everybody's going to know that the Dodgers are going to the World Series no matter what. That's all I'm going to say about that. No crying in baseball.
Errol said it's ruining the game or whatever. I agree, disagree. And I think every team can do it. And Speedy, you bring up a great point. It's these owners and, front office people and organizations are going to have to figure out, like, is it keeping up with the Joneses? That type of deal. But for me, it's everybody can do it. They're not doing anything that nobody else can do. They're just either not getting the right guys. I understand what Jeff was saying and him complaining or whatever. And I understand it, but Hal's always been one of those guys where I'm going to stay under this, and this. And God rest Hank's soul, his brother, he wanted to be more like George. Like, we're gonna go win. We're gonna get the guys that we want to get. This is what we're gonna pay. Did they have a productive offseason? 100%. 100%. I'm not saying they didn't. But also, I don't think from what he's saying, he hasn't found a way to be able to do what the Dodgers are doing. I mean, the Dodgers got Kirby Yates. Kirby Yates was an elite closer a couple years ago. And you're just adding fuel to the fire. And just because you have the biggest payroll doesn't mean this game's not played on paper. It's not. Injuries, they happen. All these other things happen. Do I think the Yankees put themselves in a good position? 100%. I think he was completely wrong when Jeff said that Goldschmidt, and he's like, oh, they're only 1 year. And I was like, well, age is a factor. Like,
Right.
He goes out and still balls out. If he hits what you said, 260, 275, right, Errol?
Mm-hmm. 20
And
something, 23
and
or
he
more.
gives you 20 and 80 and plays a great first base. Because we haven't had it. I mean, Rizzo obviously was good with the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
I think the concussion stuff really, really messed him up as far as defensively. And you don't talk about the Garrett Cole play, but that was the one thing we always argued with Tex with, because our job is in PFPs is to go cover first base, right? But I would get pissed. I'm like, my fat ass is running over there to try to cover first base when you're taking it every time. And that's what Rizzo did, sliding in, getting the plays and whatever. Yes, was it wrong on both sides? 100% right there. And that's exactly what it is. But for me, I think what Hal is saying, as a better team, maybe it's a better rounded team with the guys they brought in to fill roles and not to have, because you already have a superstar in your pitching staff and as a player in Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole. Now you're bringing in Max Fried. Well, is Max Fried going to stay healthy? We don't know that. Aaron Judge is going to do what he's going to do. And so I think from what he's saying, better of not like without Soto, like, yeah, that's a big hit. Let's just call it what it is. Yeah, Soto not being on the team and not having that dynamic, 100%, it's a hit. But now you bring in guys that add value, and I think what he's saying as better without Soto is that they fit pieces in that they didn't have, and adding Devin Williams.